Hi, this is James Varley. I am a driver coach at TP Trucking. Today we'll be going over the fueling procedures for our TP trucks. Best recommended practice will be to follow this procedure at the beginning or end of the working day. If you're in the area of the TP yard, we recommend fueling here. Otherwise, Pilot and Love truck stops are preferred for their fuel rebates and programs. If those aren't nearby and you are in need of fuel, find a truck stop that accepts the EFS fuel card. You can reference the EFS smartphone app to find the nearest location. If you can't find an EFS accepted location or lose the EFS fuel card, you will have to pay upfront with personal funds, which could take some time to be reimbursed at the TP office or following paycheck. If fueling at the beginning of the workday following your pre-trip checks, you'll want to make your way to the fueling island. Shut off the truck, make sure the parking brakes are set, grab your gloves and the EFS card. When first issued your truck, the EFS card will be in either the visor or in the blue registration permit folder. This will be the card assigned to that particular truck and cannot be used on any other truck. Be sure to use 3 points of contact when exiting the cab. Make your way to the fuel pump and insert the EFS fuel card into the card reader. Go through the on-screen prompts, which will ask for the unit number, driver ID, and license plates if in the state of Oregon. Unit number will be located on the side of the hood. If using a 10-key numeric keypad, the A will be represented as the number 2. If a full keyboard is available, you will need to use the letter A. Driver ID is located by the driver's side door. It is the last 6 numbers of the VIN, no letters. If fueling in the state of Oregon, the license plate number will be needed. If using a 10-key numeric keypad, use the number for the corresponding letter. Depending on the model of the truck, the tanks are located in different locations. The older trucks have both fuel tanks located behind the cab. On the newer models, the driver's side tank is towards the front of the truck. The passenger side tank is back behind the cab. Each tank can hold up to 100 gallons of fuel. Once given the approval message such as remove hose, have a safe trip or successful, unscrew the cap on the driver's side fuel tank, insert the hose on the driver's side first, engage the fuel pump and begin dispensing. On the passenger side, you will repeat the same steps. At most truck stop locations, you will have to turn on the satellite pump with an additional button or lever. If your fuel tanks are low, fueling could take up to 5 to 10 minutes depending on the pump. During this process, do not leave the pump unattended to avoid any fuel spills or dispensing ending unexpectedly. When done dispensing and both tanks are full, be mindful of not spilling or dripping excess fuel on the tank, truck, or ground. From here, we can return the fuel hoses to their holster. DEF. Most locations will ask if you need DEF during the initial prompts. Some locations will have you run a separate transaction for your DEF. If the DEF gauge in your truck is under a half, it's recommended to add DEF at that time. Be sure to select yes when prompted. Insert the EFS fuel card into the reader if needed and follow the same prompts, unit number, driver ID, and license plate number if in the state of Oregon. Once given the approval message, make sure to grab the DEF hose and put it into the DEF tank, which is located closer to the driver's side door and can be easily identified by its blue cap. Be careful not to insert the hose into the fuel tank. Mixing these fluids could damage your engine. Make sure to stay at the DEF tank during the whole process. At some pumps, the hose is spring coiled and will retract unattended. When finished dispensing the DEF fluid, be mindful of not spilling or dripping excess fluid on the truck or ground. Make sure all fuel and fuel caps are back on and hand tightened. Please do not over tighten the fuel caps because that could damage the aluminum threads on either the fuel cap or tank. Once fueling is complete, pull forward to allow the next driver to access the fuel island. When back in the cab, return the EFS fuel card back to the place it was originally stored. No receipt is needed as long as you have used the EFS card. If using another card that isn't EFS or personal funds, you will want to get a receipt to turn in for reimbursement. If there are any issues during fueling or using your EFS fuel card, please contact TP Safety Department or bookkeeping. Good practice to keep in mind is to be above a half a tank when loading your truck to help avoid any overweight issues. Remember, fuel stops are your choice. Please use responsibly. And this concludes the TP Trucking fueling procedures.